My dear ones, I want to ask you something very important today. Think about a version of yourself that never showed up. Maybe the version that was going to learn a new language, the one that was going to cook elaborate meals from scratch every Sunday, the one that was going to meditate every morning, journal every evening, and run 3 times a week. Now think about how much money that version has cost you, because that version is living in your home, quietly, expensively, and it is sending you a bill every single month. Meet Anna and Grace, my dear ones. Same age, same city. Anna earns $84,000 a year. Grace earns $84,000 a year. Identical incomes, identical starting points. But Anna has spent the last 12 years funding 2 lives simultaneously. Her actual life, and the life she was always just about to start living. The language learning software she renewed for 4 years without finishing a single course. The home recording studio she built for the music she was going to make. The cookbook collection for the chef she planned to become. The meditation corner with the cushion, the singing bowl, and the app subscription. Grace funds one life, the one she is actually in. At age 51, Anna has $52,000 saved. Grace has $389,000. Today we are going to calculate exactly what Anna's unlived life cost her. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at your home with completely different eyes. Let us start with Anna's home recording studio. She bought a microphone for $320, an audio interface for $180, studio monitor speakers for $440, acoustic foam panels for $95, recording software, $99 per year subscription, a proper studio chair, $210, total initial investment, $1,344. But the studio did not come alone, my dear ones. It needed a dedicated room. That room is 140 square feet. In her city, the average rental value is $17 per square foot per year. The implicit rent on that studio, $2,380 per year. She has maintained the subscription for 6 years. That is $594 in software alone. The equipment has sat largely unused, collecting not just dust, but opportunity cost. That original $1,344 invested in an index fund 6 years ago at 8% average annual return would be worth $2,134 today. Total second cost of Anna's home recording studio over 6 years, over $17,000. She has recorded 11 songs. Finished 0. We call this the phantom life tax. My dear ones, every item you purchase for a life you have not yet started is taxing your actual life. Not once, continuously, through storage, maintenance, subscriptions, implicit rent, and the compounding opportunity cost of capital that could have been working for you instead. And the studio was just one room. The language learning software renewed automatically at $159 per year for 4 years, $636. The cookbook collection of 23 books at an average of $35 each, $805 plus the shelf space to store them. The meditation corner including cushion, singing bowl, app subscription, and ambient lighting, $340 upfront plus $96 per year in app fees. Add implicit rent across all of these phantom life installations. Add the opportunity cost of every dollar spent. Add 6 years of compounding. Anna has paid over $31,000 to fund a life she has never lived. So why does Anna keep building rooms for versions of herself that never move in? Because buying the equipment feels identical to becoming the person. This is the central deception of consumer psychology. My dear ones, when Anna bought that microphone, her brain experienced the same neural reward it would have experienced if she had actually recorded something meaningful. The purchase substituted for the achievement. And for approximately 72 hours, That substitution felt complete. Then the microphone sat on the desk, and the desk became part of the room, and the room became part of the background, and the background became a low-level daily reminder that she had not yet become the person she paid to be. Researchers call this aspirational ownership. We purchase objects that represent desired identities. The musician, the chef, the polyglot, the meditator, and once purchased, those objects do something deeply counterproductive. They reduce the urgency to actually pursue the identity. The box is checked. The commitment is made. The brain relaxes. But here is what the brain does not tell you, my dear ones. The commitment was made to the store, not to the practice. And the store collected its fee on day one. The practice is still waiting. And this is where the psychological tax compounds. Every morning, Anna walks past her recording studio, her language software, her cookbook shelf, her meditation corner. She receives a small but measurable cortisol signal, not a dramatic one, just a whisper, a reminder of 12 years of one day, of when things calm down. That whisper is stressful, and chronic stress, even at low levels, reduces focus, impairs decision-making, and quietly depletes the mental energy you need to build actual wealth. Grace does not have these whispers, my dear ones. Grace has a living room. It contains a couch, 3 books she is currently reading, and a coffee table. When Grace walks through her home, her brain moves on. She has 38% more cognitive bandwidth than Anna on any given Tuesday morning. And that bandwidth over 12 years is worth considerably more than a home recording studio. Before purchasing anything that represents a desired identity, you must provide 12 weeks of evidence that you are already pursuing that identity without the purchase. Want to become a musician? Record yourself on your phone for 12 weeks. Post something. Finish something. Then consider the microphone. Want to become a meditator? Sit quietly for 10 minutes every morning for 12 weeks first. Still doing it? Now, the cushion is an upgrade, not a costume. This rule eliminates the aspirational purchase entirely because most aspirational purchases are costumes, not tools. And costumes are the most expensive things you will ever own. Once a year, walk through your home and identify every object that belongs to a version of you that has not shown up in the last 12 months. For each one, calculate its annual implicit rent. Multiply by the years it has been there. Add the opportunity cost. Write the total on a piece of paper and place it beside the object. Now ask, would I write this check again today, knowing everything I know? If the answer is no, the object is not a possession. It is a subscription you forgot to cancel. Cancel it this week. You are allowed to fund exactly one life, my dear ones. The life you are actually living, not the life you plan to live, not the life you almost lived, not the life you would live if everything aligned perfectly. The one you woke up in this morning. Every purchase must serve that life directly and demonstrably. If it serves a different life, a future self, a planned version, a hoped-for identity, it does not belong in your home. It belongs in someone else's hands, converting back into capital that can serve the life you are actually in. Grace is not living less than Anna, my dear ones. She is living more precisely. Her home is not empty. It is accurate. Every object in it earns its place by serving the life she is genuinely, actively, presently living. There are no rooms built for visitors who never came. No subscriptions running for skills she decided not to build. No implicit rent being charged by versions of herself she quietly outgrew. And that precision has compounded, not just financially, cognitively, emotionally, in the bandwidth she has available every morning to make clear decisions, to pursue real goals, to build actual wealth. Anna is not a failure, my dear ones. Anna is a funder. She has been an extraordinarily generous patron of lives she never lived. It is time to redirect that generosity toward the one life you are actually in, toward the person you actually are, toward the account that actually holds your future. Stop funding phantom versions, my dear ones. Start compounding the real one, because the most expensive thing you will ever own is not a house or a car or a piece of jewelry. It is the life you paid for but never moved into. If you've watched this far, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like on my video. See you in the next video.